child, I was always obsessed with dinosaurs, and in 1993, Jurassic Park was released, and that, to me, was the first time I ever got to see what I felt like a realistic dinosaur on the big screen. And people of a certain age that watched that for the very first time, it kind of changed cinema. And throughout all the years of role playing, I've always wanted to find a really good dinosaur game. There are a few kind of around, but a few months ago, I was sat down with Zach Goins having an interview, and he teased the Kickstarter I'm going to talk about today, where he said, I'm building a Kickstarter. It's going to be based on the MÖRK BORG engine, and it's all going to be around about Jurassic Park. I was like, okay, when's it coming out? Can we have it now? And here it is. Here is the video that I've been waiting to record to show you. Now, I've got an interview with Zach. He's coming back on my channel. Well, he'll be on the main channel on the 3rd of September, 6 p.m. British summer time. So I'll be doing a live interview with him talking about them. So I'll link the sort of that in the video description there. But let's get into the Kickstarter so you can see what's included, what you can get through each of the pledge levels. There's also Quickstart rules included, which is absolutely brilliant. So I can actually show you idea of the rules, how it's going to play. I've not looked at these quick start rules. I've waited to put the camera on. So yeah, let's go through this together. So let's just jump over to the Kickstarter page. So here we have the Kickstarter page. I'll link in the video description. Reason I'm rushing this out is because there is an early bird discounts on here, so it's for the first 48 hours. It's been out for less than 24 hours at time of recording, so if you're going to grab these, you kind of need to jump on it and get on it soon. If not, you know, it's a little bit of a discount, so you're still going to be able to obviously be able to get everything that we're showing today. So at time of recording, we're just under £30,000 here, which is, what's that? It's going to be 40 something, yeah, about $40,000 US, 351 backers, 29 days to go. There is a promotional video. I'm not going to play it because every time I play these videos, I get copyright strike on YouTube, which obviously basically means the video doesn't make any ad revenue for me, which is sad. So yeah, I'll leave that off, but come and watch it in your own time. It's really good, and you've got a good get to the chopper feel to this. The game itself is called Raptor Ruckus RPG. It's a claw your way through the park at the edge of extinction, survival horror tabletop game here. So it's being made by Snapback Game Studios. This is their second Kickstarter here. Let's just have a look in the creator stuff. Okay, so it's Tangled in Shrouds was the first one, which I have reviewed, which is a really good Pirate Borg adventure. Again, I'll link to that at the end of the video, and we've really got a who's who of people in here as well as the list of creators, which is really good to see. Okay, so which will show a little bit more. So here we go. This just image here of everything's included. You've got your links here, so if you do come on this yourself, well, when you do, let's say, you get your quick start PDF, you can have a look at the character sheets, and then you've got the Extinction Team Bravo fiction here. So the early bird discounts are, say, 48 hours. I think I'm about 16 hours in, hence the reason for wanting to get this through. So what is it? It's a rules-like D20 tabletop game system where the fences are down, the power is out, and you're back at the bottom of the food chain. It's a survival horror, by the way, of Dinosaurs circa 1993. So absolute homage then back to the wonderful Jurassic Park. And it's actually incredible, the franchise that it's created. But it's a self-contained book that uses the MÖRK BORG system, which is D20 roll over. So if you're fan of 5th edition, things like that, it's going to feel very familiar when you get in it, but it is rules light. So we've got idea of some of the images of the pages here with some redacted documents on pages. So you're going to focus on scavenging for supplies, counting bullets, evading carnivores. There's a rising panic going on in here. Best case scenario, solve one of the dozen or so mysteries around the island, maybe steal an embryo or two and manage to get off the rock with your skin partly intact. And according to the promotional video, there will be helicopters, so you can get out. No escape style, if anyone remembers that Ray Liotta film from back in '94, I think, somewhere around there, which is a great film. So the inspirations for this: Lake Placid, Primal, Godzilla, Lost World, obviously Jaws. So yeah, it's just man against beast, really, where we're here, beast is here, and beast is going to be killing you at every available opportunity. A second link to the Quickstart rules. Core rulebook's going to come in at 144 pages, A5 size, so it's the same as at sort of MÖRK BORG, Shadow Dark. It's that sort of size that it's the book that's going to come. It's going to be hardback, so no expense spared. 6 player archetypes, so you can play as the Bloodsucker, Butterfinger, Field Expert, Marlboro Man, Rockstar, and even a smelly kid. Nice. Oh dear. 40 dinosaurs and prehistoric builds are included. 12 vehicles, 70 plus random tables, new maneuver mechanics in here, three sets piece scenario, and a solo mode in here as well. We've got a campaign book that's going to come alongside it, the fragmentation campaign. So this is Escape Site A, the island, and you didn't know what you needed to know, but you can't live without it. Escape Site A island, but not before you find yourself entangled in a maze of rampaging dinosaurs desperate to uncover agents. So it's going to have a nice expansion that's going to come alongside it. So we've got a campaign setting here, 8 interconnected set pieces, 8 to 10 sessions of play, more dinosaurs, more NPCs, and new campaign mechanics. And then we've got some zines here. So we've got a hardback book. So I'm guessing this is going to be your all-in. A Kickstarter exclusive metallic ink adventure. And then we've got, 4 other sort of pamphlet adventures in here as well. Here we go. Here's the breakdown. So 1 distress signal leads to the grisly ruins of Byside Black Ops mission. Then you've got Aldrich Madness for survivors. An ex-partner's long forgotten bunker hides the remnants of a eccentric gene splicing experiment gone awry. Is that a saving or a murder mission? And then you've got Spoiled Meat, an out-of-the-way corner of the campus. An opulent auditorium holds the outstanding frozen secrets that's threatening to spoil. You're really testing my reading ability, Zach. Thank you very much. By the way, he's not asked me to do this. I'm doing this because I love the project. Accessories included here. So we've got some character sheets, some hacking reference, some character folios, Games Master screen, and then we've got some print files, STLs. That's it, STLs here. So you can print these if you've got a 3D printer at home. We've got some hacking and reference rules here. Rewards tier. So you can just give them $1, which I assume will get you. We'll get you into the pledge manager. Then we've got some basic tiers. So depending on whether you want the digital book, the hardback copy, or the limited edition book, is $20, $40, or $60 respectively. We've got some tiers for retail, early bird PDF digital versions. So that's going to cost you $36. It's going to go to $40. So if you're watching this early, you're going to save yourself $4 here. Got a digital all-in, which is going to come with the files as well, which is $75, which will go to $80. The early bird for the books is going to get you, so it's $95. That's going to get you all, so that's 6 books, isn't it? So you get choice of cover, the fragment campaign, and then the 4 plus the Kickstarter. If you want some additional character sheets, Games Master screen, some hacking reference deck, 54 card decks. I wonder if that's going to be convertible to a standard deck of cards. You'd imagine it would be for accessibility for people that don't purchase the deck. Then we've got shared no expense, which is almost, I was going to say it's not everything, because you get the files, and then you've got everything else in. So you can pick up caps and badges. So they're really all the add-on prices if you want to pick up things individually, and you can do all the miniatures as well. They are smashing the stretch goals. I'd forgotten that this was funding at 5,000. We're up to almost heading towards the 40,000 stretch goals. So we've got additional printed book ribbon. Fantastic. Good to see. I love book ribbons, glossy covers. Are we going to get a second ribbon? I'm sure we could push for a second ribbon, because it's, you can never have too many. Well, you can have too many ribbons in a book in here, but additional stretch goals to open. Got some media here with Daniel, Nathan, Sarah Brown, Hamilton, and Zach creating characters in here. It's the weirdest thing about doing this over the last sort of year and a bit. I'm now starting to see faces and names that I recognise where I first started doing this. It was just a list of names to me. And we've got a 2-hour playtest session, GM by Zach himself. Shipping fees, as you'd imagine, are going to come in here. I'm not going to get into the sort of debates that are going on with price increases, but obviously if you're adding non-books, then I don't know, but obviously your details are in here, what's going in, and obviously the prices. Is it going to import directly into the UK? I generally don't know, but yeah, read it for yourself. So here is a huge list of, say, I recognise an awful lot of these, but I'm not going to pull out some because there'll be others in there that go, why don't you recognise me? And that's no disrespect meant to anyone, but it's a very, very skilled and experienced team of writers, creators, and artists, which is great to see. So that is your Kickstarter. You've seen the. Oh no, I should probably give the prices for rewards. I think no, we kind of did that, didn't we? Yeah, we've covered that. Okay, right. So that's enough of the Kickstarter. Let's then go and have a look at the Quickstart rules, which I'm really excited to take a look at. And I probably should have said that I'll timestamp this at the start. So here's, I'm assuming it's going to be the front cover, which is your iconic, what was it? It was in a crystal at the top of Hammond's staff, wasn't it? Not staff, walking stick type thing. So maybe that's what that's meant to be. So to imagine with MÖRK BORG, you're going to get random tables on the inside cover. So we've got, okay, so they've redacted the name of the park, so you can put call it whatever you want to. Dyslexia Park guest list, so you can get your random character names. Some sensitive information here. Search the desk. Random stuff again with some redacted things. I want to know what's redacted. That's the thing with redacted documents. I know you can't see it, but I always want to find out what's going in. So we've got all the credits in here. Again, great list of names. Just an introductory sort of congratulations, welcome to X Park. You know, you've won a ticket. You go and have fun. Try not to get, enjoy the dinosaurs, buy hot dogs, go on the rides, then run away in fear. That's kind of what that is going to be saying. So this is a rules primer. We've got some pre-generated characters, we've got some stats, and then a one-shot scenario. Cool. So players can, well, games masters and players can test this out. It's probably, maybe, the video that we watched. Well, we could have watched off the main Kickstarter, so maybe you might not want to watch that through. Obviously, do the character creation one, play this, then come back and watch it just in case. So 5 attributes, nice, easy: agility, wits, presence, toughness, and survival. And each attribute will have a rating from 3 to 6. So generally, when you're rolling MÖRK BORG type games, you roll 3d6, should sound very familiar, add them up, that's going to give you a tribute, and then you will then convert it to a -3 or to +6, depending on. It might not have the conversion in here. I don't think, no, it doesn't, because obviously there's no character creation in here. But the pre-gens will already have the bonuses in there. So let's say you get a 14 in agility, you may find that that might be a +2. Okay, so your D20 roll. And it's just got the difficulty ratings here. So a normal check is a DR12, and then some examples. We've got some survival skills in here, and restoring and gaining survival. Survival, unlike other abilities, that is your bottom one. So this is covering this, in that it can be spent down in certain circumstances and increase regularly. You can spend survival temporary to get yourself out of tough situations, and you can permanently spend it to gain experience. Okay, so that's a sort of in-game currency type thing that's going to come back and go. We've got some fumble rules. Obviously on a 1, you're going to be fumbling as well. Taking damage. In MÖRK BORG, the Games Master doesn't roll. The player will technically roll to avoid the incoming attack, which I wonder what that's going to be on. Okay, it's on evasion, so it's on agility in this one. So if they've got a, let's say they've got a minus to hit, so normally you're going to be rolling against a 12, so you will roll a d20, try and get over 12, and if you roll less than 12, then they're going to hit you on their attack, okay, which I really like. And then they normally say, let the games master roll the damage. I let my players roll the damage. I kind of want them to kill themselves, not quite as brutally as that, but I like them, you know, that having that fear of rolling their own. So even if they get a 6 on a d6, it's they can't blame me. How your hit points are going to come back. Panic. Okay, that is something that's going to build up during the game, and then once you get to a certain point, then at every two pips you're going to fumble test, and then you're going to roll a panic roll here to see, well, whether you hypervent, sweat heavily, run like hell. Okay, gaining experience. This is obviously you can use your survival to gain, and you must permanently spend 3 survival points for an improvement. So, and you can then spend that. So as you clever. So as you do things and survive, you will gain experience to spend doing stuff to help you survive, or you can spend it increasing your hit points, gain a new feature, which be powers, not part of the quick starts. You're not going to do that, or increasing your abilities. Cool, nice. We've got some random tables here for clothing, armor, and credentials. Oh, IT. So none level 1, level 2, level 3. So this is probably going to open up different doors as you adventure. So as you learn and find different ID cards, you're going to, you know, better access to different areas. A table here, consumables, including things, dino piss. I was about to say matches fuel, but my eyes were just straight on to dino piss. Wonder what that's going to be used for. Be covered in here somewhere. I'd imagine it might not be in these rules, but who now doesn't want a jar of that? Variety of food, weapons in here, specialty ammo, and then chaos theory here. So when a chaos token is spent by a player, and when a fumble rolled from the game's master, the player rolls a 2d20. The GM then selects the results of the 3 chaos charts. So 1, 2, 3. So they might get, every human rolls a d8. On an 8, they recover 1 hit point. This area is riddled with a geyser activity. Okay, and heavy winds. Okay, so it's just going to be, so we've got local effects and regional effects. These are going to be things that affect the park, and random events. I think that's how that looks. This is what's said about the attack. So you're going to roll initiative. So roll a D, 1, 2, and 3. Enemies go first. 4, 5, 6 players go first. Keep it nice and simple. You can go with individual agility if you want to. So then on attacks, so we've got some criticals. 20 is natural critical for attacks, defense, and against tenacity, and then fumbles on a 1. So doing things like, okay, maneuver, stunts, hide. So it's a little bit more sort of not quite as light as Mörk BORG, which some people find is great. I find Mörk BORG a little bit light, so this is good. I do like it when games add a little bit onto it. So we've got some maneuvers that you can do, hence testing your tenacity. So we've got a single shot, auto shots, enemies. Yeah, you're rolling against your defense, DR 12 against agility. Enemies deal damage close to NPCs. I wonder who's going to roll the damage in this. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. And we've got some broken rules here. So this is additional damage for crush damage, slashing damage, puncture damage. Yeah, this is Mörk BORG, but it's going to sit in that little bit to the right of Mörk BORG, where it's a little bit, you know, more complex, which is nice. So standard 30 foot, got some vehicle, golf cart. Who takes a golf cart to Jurassic Park? I mean, of course it's in the film, they're driving around. I was thinking playing golf. No one's playing golf because there's not enough land, and you know the pterodactyls might just catch a ball in the air, which would be really annoying. A river barge, a tour vehicle, which is your SUV. And then we are into the adventure, which I'm not going to spoil because it's one session, 2 to 3 hours. It's at the park centre. But that is actually the visitor centre from Jurassic Park, and looks very much in my head the layout, because obviously you've got the T-Rex here. Got 3 levels to it. You've got the kitchens, got all those famous scenes of the kitchens of the raptors coming in, opening doors, tapping on things. Nice. Okay, I'm just not going to really go through the areas in here of what's going on, but we should. Here we go. This is what I kind of wanted to look at, was the player characters pre-generated. So let's just rotate this. So we've got Ted, Melinda, Jerome and Skylar. Oh, we've got 6. So Toby and Amy. Let's just have a look. So you're going to get your class, some features in here, description of what they do. This is what's said about the abilities. So here's all 5 of them. And so they are from, say, -3 to +6, depending on. So you've got your panic charts here, any sort of gear and equipment, and then range attacks and melee attack damage here. And then your armor, which is either going to take a D2 off, a D4 off, or a D6 off. Hit points, 2 hit points on Melinda. She's not going to be around for very long. Saying that 9 isn't a lot in these sort of games. Oh dear. So yeah. Okay, right, let's just rotate that. Is that the end of the book? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's just get back to me. And it just leaves me to say, going back this, you've got no reason not to back this. Well, unless you really hate dinosaurs and MÖRK BORG. But I think this is absolutely wonderful. So, massive fan of dinosaurs, massive fan of Zach's and a lot of the other writers and artists' work in this project. It's really good project, I say, and early bird is still there. If you can grab it, get onto it now. If it's not, it's going to cost you $4 or $5 extra. From my point of view, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, this is the sister channel of my main channel, so this channel deals with the crowdfunding and live plays that go out on every Friday. If you want to see more from me, where I cover reviews from this sort of dyslexic's point of view, I will link the main channel description in the description below, which is just Dungeons and Dyslexia. So thank you for watching. See you on the next one.